Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at just how good the EZA LR Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta unit is, the 3rd year anniversary after their recent Extreme Z Awakening on DBZ Dokkan Metal Global. So obviously pretty nice changes across the board, very similar to the physical LR in that they just basically got a straight up buff to the majority of their existing abilities. So after EZA, they now lead the Patara category at 180% across the board. Their passive went from 120% attack and defense to 180%, with a medium chance of performing a crit and a medium chance of evading the enemy's super attack. They have key +2 in addition per rainbow key sphere obtained, and they will perform the Patara fusion from the 6th turn of battle. A lot of people wanted that to be changed. I think if it had been made the 5th turn, it would have been slightly better. Maybe even the 4th turn. But yeah, overall, I think obviously exactly the same as the physical unit in the base form. Link skills, Kamehameha, Super Saiyan, Saiyan lineage, experienced fighters, prepared for battle, fierce battle, and legendary power. I like the Saiyan lineage a bit more as a link rather than Golden Warrior on the physical LR. I think it's just a lot more common to get. And in terms of categories, they're on Patara, Majin Buu Saga, Pure Saiyans, Joint Forces, Super Saiyans, Kamehameha, Final Trump Card, Battle of Wits, Accelerated Battle, Fused Fighters, and Bond of Parent and Disciple. When they perform their heal, they will switch into Super Vegito form. On their 12 key and their 18 key, they will raise attack and defense for 1 turn and greatly raise defense for 1 turn. Causing mega colossal damage to the enemy and raise allies attack by 30% on their 18 key, which is pretty good. In terms of their passive skill, they obviously fully recover health once, have attack and defense of 200%, and counter normal attacks with tremendous power. They reduce damage received by 30% for 3 turns from the start of turn, and reduce damage received by 15% starting from the 4th turn. They have key +3 in addition per rainbow key sphere obtained. Now, very similarly to the physical Gogeta, I feel like they could have left the drop down in the transformations. Physical Gogeta loses his 50% dodge after 3 turns. I think they could have left that the whole way through. And similarly with Vegito, I think keeping the 30% damage reduction just would have been better. I don't see why when after turn 10 you feel like you need to tone down the units, when comparatively after turn 10 a lot of the newer TURs and units will have close to 600k defense, or be having a million defense after supering, or doing multiple 4 or 5 million super attacks. I just think it's not necessary to tone down these units so much, but I mean, it's to each their own. So here we can see 200,000 defense, pretty solid. Obviously they're not fully link level 10, but they are pretty close to being fully link level 10. And there's no support on rotation, so 200k is pretty good. Attack stat looking pretty good, gets the crit chance as well. So overall, a pretty solid start from the unit. Obviously, as a unit you can run them on some pretty strong teams. They're on the Fused Fighters category, they're on Final Trump Card, Patara, Pure Saiyans, Joint Forces, Super Saiyans, Kamehameha, Majin Buu Saga, Accelerated Battle, Bond of Parent and Child. So overall they're on pretty decent categories. Personally, I think they really could have done a little bit better with their post transformations. I'm fine with their base forms being the way they are. Essentially you kind of want the base forms to take damage, I guess, because otherwise you're never going to heal. But generally speaking, I don't know, I think they could have left the marginal stuff aside. Like here, they look pretty solid. 200k defense again. We're going to get a lot of orbs, which is very nice. We're getting nice orb setup here. Got a decent amount of key. But yeah, I just think, we could have done a little bit more with the post-transformation appearance. of these units. I just think, yeah, it's nice. Like 5 million attack stats is good. It's all good. It's all good stuff. It's not bad. You know, they did improve definitely, but I just think you could do a little bit more. I think especially in the case of Saiyan Gogeta or physical Gogeta, I feel like when you lose the like evasion principles of him, I think generally he can perform a lot worse, and I think that's a little bit of a shame. That being said, they do well. They are improved. The heal is fantastic. A full heal is very, very strong, and they do a lot of damage. They do a lot of damage just across the board. So yeah, I mean, their damage is fine. Their damage is great. They do a very good amount of it. Both of them, Vegito especially with his counters after he transforms. So there's nothing wrong with them on a damage perspective. I think their base forms were done pretty well. I think they could have been a tiny bit better. I think, if you're going to make them 180%, you might as well just make them 200%, Just do it, Just do it, man. But, yeah, they're very, very good. Very, very solid units. They basically got a 33% increase in performance when you really think about it. And at the end of the day, I think that's always a really, really, really good improvement. I think for Vegito, I think he's going to be a unit that ages better than physical Gogeta. And both of them aged pretty well to begin with. But I think Super Vegito now definitely will age a bit better. I think that 15% damage reduction helps out a lot more than the 30% evasion that physical Gogeta is going to have. I think if physical Gogeta went from like 70% evasion to like 50%, and Vegito went from like 50% damage reduction to like 30%, I think that would have been, it would have been pretty broken, but it would have been pretty hype. And I think that would have been kind of the real, not real measure, but I think that would have been a nice place to have the units sit at least for me personally. I think that would have been a really, really nice place to have the units sitting at. But yeah, overall, I'm gonna be honest, I think Vegito is really, really good. Same with physical Gogeta. I think their damage is fantastic, and I think they bring a lot to the table. You take a look at them here. They do have a lot of good linking partners. They do have a lot of good stuff going on. We're trying them on the final trump card team. Obviously the defense is a little bit lower here, but you're going to see some pretty good attack stats. They've got that medium chance to crit. They've got that medium chance to evade. And like I said, the trade-off between the two of them realistically is, physical Gogeta would do around 7 point something million here. Whereas, these guys are doing 5.5. But it's because, their defensive stat is a little bit higher than physical Gogeta's by around 20-30k. So yeah, generally speaking, I think they handled them both pretty well. Could they have been another 10% better? Definitely. I think hindsight's also, or foresight I should say, is also another thing. Like on global we have units like AGL Cell and Strength Gohan and Goku and Tech Gohan and Goku and AGL Ginyu that we all got before our time, Martian Vegeta. And when you look at these units and you look at how well they perform, what kind of stats and numbers they're putting out, I think it can be very easy to kind of judge the 3rd-year anniversaries based on that. But I think at the end of the day, they've improved them by over 33% or so. They 100% are better than what they were, and they're gonna help you for 99.999% of the content, and they can be used in all the content. Don't get it wrong. You can definitely use these guys in red zone. They're not going to be main options. I would use them Ideally as floaters, great damage dealers that you float on either rotation. You can use them for a full heal, you can use them for damage, they'll tank pretty well in that third and final slot. So I definitely think there's some incentive to using them as floaters. I think they're very, very good that way. But yeah, I think, at the end of the day, you have to evaluate units on how they come across. And for me, I think both of them are really, really solid. And I think they're really, really good. So I personally like using them. I would continue to use them. And I think at the end of the day, you're going to have a pretty solid time. If you do want to use these units, you're going to get pretty good results out of them. Vegeto's stats, really, really good. Sitting around that 200k mark, a little bit higher with support, around the 230-ish zone, a little bit higher than that. Obviously, we're not going to see the transformation in a video like this. That's a Dokkan event. But the heal is there, the counters, the 30% damage reduction down to 15%. It's all very, very solid. I do think they'll age better than physical LR Vegeta, but I think, at this point, barring it if the event lowers evasion or reduces or prevents evasion, I think they're pretty even at this point, just in terms of their general output. Although I think overall Vegito is probably still better than physical Gogeta, and I think he was better before. So yeah, I think overall definitely a better unit. In terms of links, pretty straightforward stuff. Obviously, before you fuse, you're looking for links like Saiyan Lineage, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle, Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Legendary Power. All of these are super common. Saiyan Lineage is a bit of a better link than Golden Warrior. But yeah, they're all very, very solid links. I think they do a great job. They have really good LR linking partners in the form of, Goku and Vegeta Angel, in the form of the Super Saiyan Goku Angel and Super Saiyan Goku Vegeta, the LR that turns into, the physical Gogeta. They've got this Goku. There's a ton of Goku and Vegeta combo units. So I just think overall they have a lot better time in terms of performance. They just have a lot of good links that they can share with a lot of great units for, like I said, pretty much all of the content. Well, yeah, pretty much all the content. I mean, you can use any of those units in the end game content, although I wouldn't suggest some of them on main rotation, but you can definitely use them. But yeah, it's all pretty good. They link really nicely with the LR Gohan, the AGL Gohan. And yeah, overall, you have a pretty nice link set to work with. When they transform, they switch out a couple links. So instead of having Saiyan Lineage, they have Power Bestowed by God, which is more a Majin Buu Saga link. And then instead of Experienced Fighters, they gain Fused Fighters. Both of these are fine. This is an okay change. It's not really anything too major. In terms of everything else, they look really, really solid overall. I do like them. I think they're great. And personally, I don't have any issues with using these guys. I think they're good in a lot of content. You're going to see how good they are in a lot of content. And yeah, just really, really solid overall. Don't have a lot of complaints. In terms of link leveling, you don't gain too much. You gain some attack from the majority of the links. You gain some defense from Prepared for Battle. And you will gain a little bit from Power Bestowed by God, Infused Fighter. But generally speaking, link leveling them gives you a good attack buff, but it's not going to rapidly adjust their defense. It's not going to really rapidly adjust to any stat. Generally speaking, they're more than fine. Obviously, their best linking partner in the game is the other strength LR Vegito when he is fused. But they also share almost every link with the physical LR Gogeta. They share 6 with him as well. So yeah, very, very good. Usable in most content. Like I said, I would, in super hard content like Red Zone, I would float them actually. I would float both them and the Gogeta. But yeah, I think definitely usable in a lot of content. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for me. So yeah, I think that's everything we really need to see about them. Like I said, there are lots of decent linking partners. You're just gonna have to look around and see how they go, and you should be more than fine. You've got the Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, who's pretty damn solid. You've got Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Vegito. You've got plenty of decent options here that you can kind of run with them, and a lot of content. Like I said, you don't need to only consider how units do in Red Zone. You can consider how they do everywhere, and this Vegito is going to be great, especially in SBR and ESBR, where the damage or the defense was a bit lacking. Now you've got some pretty good defense with a good heal generally. So yeah, they're very, very solid overall. And yeah, but I'll see you guys in the next video. So thank you so much for watching, and bye.